We have 1/8 inch cotton cord clothesline. It's 45 foot long and pretty much starts out like normal. Gonna tie a knot on the end. This is a stopper knot, stop the end from fraying. What that is. Then you have your typical beginner knot for the chain stitch, and then it changes. I've not satisfied with the normal chain stitch, so I've come up with what I call a girth hitch chain stitch, sort of like a cross between macrame and crochet. And what I found is I measured to the second joint of my finger. That's about the length of the loop I want. And then here it gets strange. You fold it in half. The loop is on the bottom. Then you fold those two loops together. Take your crochet, stick it through, and you pull through your chain to start your chain stitch. That's just about up to the length of my joint of my fingers, just about tight enough. So let me back this up a little bit. So you pull it out. I measure to my second joint of my finger. It's trial and error is how I come up with that. What you do with your fingers is different, maybe, but that's what you're trying to do. You try. So you have the loop on the bottom, fold it over together, crochet hook goes in through the two loops, see like it is. Then you get your cord tensioned over your finger, come through, hook over for a chain stitch, bring it through. If it feels too tight, then you need to open your loop a little more. But if it feels snug, that's what you want. You want it to be snug. Come through, and then you go back to manually adjusting. Don't want to get that too tight on the back stitch there. Get it out to my finger joint again. A little bit too far, because you're going to be crocheting into those loops, so you don't want to be too tight. Fold it up and over, come in, hook, and you bring that down, hook it, bring it in, and you abandon your crochet hook. So we'll go a little bit slower this time. You're probably confused and frustrated, haven't seen this before. Out to the second joint of my finger, but it's whatever you have determined to get what you need. You want it snug but not too tight to do your chain. It folds down under, folds up towards each other. Get your finger, your tail end over your finger, hold it with your thumb and finger, stick the crochet hook through both of them. Yarn over, pull it through, and that's what you need to do, get that loop through. That's what the hook is for, just for that. And come out for the next one. Gonna fold it over, bend it up. I feel like that might be a little bit too tight. Run your hook through, crochet over, and you hold with your thumb and finger, I do middle finger, to hold the knot there, hold that back end down, so you have your hoop in here, so you can pull your yarn over through. Bring your yarn over through, get through enough, and I try to get the free end to be on top, as you can see here. Just try and get a pattern. Come out to the second joint, fold it, bring the butterfly wings up, pinch with the thumb and finger. Hook goes through, yarn over, bring it through. And what we're after, we need to go 6 inches wide, because it's about how wide. You need to come out a little bit more. A couple more of them. So now we're going to do our simple chain stitch. Need 6 of them in order to come up and over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and turn this around. Here's the first loop we're going to be going into for our double crochet. Position the finger. I use my little finger to hold it. Goes over my index finger. Pinch with my thumb and middle finger right where I need to go. So now we're going to start the double crochet. Go wrap over, come through, wrap over, pull it through, come up. And now we need to wrap over, come through the first 2 loops we just created. Alright, come up. We're halfway through the double crochet. Wrap over, pull it through those 2 loops, and we finished the first double crochet. Got our first square. So now we need to come over 3 chains for the top of the square, and then we'll do the double crochet coming down. So here we go, simple chains. Make sure you got enough, don't want it too tight where the needle is through the loop. So 1, 2, 3. Find our loop. We're going to go in for our double crochet. Have our chain of 3. Little finger holding the tinge on the bottom, wrapped over the index finger. Thumb and middle finger are going to hold the chain in place. Now we're going to start the double crochet. Wrap over, go through, wrap over, pull that through, come up. Going to wrap over again, pull it through the first 2 loops that we just created. We're halfway through the double crochet. Wrap over, pull it through the 2 remaining loops, and we're done with the second square. Now we need to come over 3, simple chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and here's the end loop, and that's where the double crochet is going to come down to. Get my tension right, pinched. So we're going to wrap over, come down, go through, wrap over, pull it through, bring it up so these first 2 strands are kind of the same length. You know that they're not crammed. Then we're going to wrap over and pull that through the loop under the wrap over we made. Come up, do the same thing, trying to get these 2 to be even. And we're halfway through the double crochet. Wrap over, pull it through, come up, and that's the end of the double crochet. Now we're on the end, and we're trying to start the second row. Make sure you got enough gap in your needle there. So we need a chain of simple chain of 6 again. 3 to come over, 3 to come up, 3 to come over. So we're gonna come up, 1, 2, 3, 3 to come over, 1, 2, 3. That's our simple chain. Reposition our work, and then I just go for the post instead of counting stitches. I find the center of the post, and this right here where it goes under and comes over, I consider that the center. So right here, These two is what we need to go under. So we're going to pinch with our thumb and finger there. We have our end of our chain. We're getting ready to go to work here. And we may even want to probe to make sure we got room to get in there. That doesn't hurt. Wrap over, double crochet coming up. Go through, wrap over, pull it through. Try and position these two same length. Wrap over, pull it through the loop, and the wrap over we just created. Come up, try and get that tension to be the same. And halfway through the double crochet, grab, pull it through the remaining two. Come up, and there we have our end loop, and you just keep repeating till you run out of cord. On the last row and at the end of my line, so I can't finish up coming over and the double crochet coming down, so I'm just going to do some simple chain stitches to use up the line. Come through and tie it off. Come through again. Here we are. Straighten it out a little bit. Long enough for my arm to cover. Let me back out here. My arm is covered on those hot, sweaty days during the summer when I'm doing yard work. I won't stick to the patio furniture anymore. Perfect. I love it.